Does Mike Piazza still play here? Really? When did that happen? Oh, we're on. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out. Let me introduce myself. I am Aussie Villain. I am the new manager of the New York Mets. Now, obviously, it's a tremendous honor to be in charge of such a tremendously storied and historical club. And from a personal point of view as well, it's a point of pride for me that I'm the first Australian, I believe anyway, to manage in Major League Baseball. So that means a lot to me personally. I certainly want to make a good impression. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a number of questions that you have out there. So yeah, let's go with you, sir. Yeah, it's Tyler Harding, American sportscaster. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, Aussie. None of us in here have ever heard of you. Are you sure you know what it takes to manage a Major League ball club? Yeah, I mean, I can understand that question. I think if you see what I've done in other management games, you will see that I should be a success. I'm relatively confident. And at the end of the day, it's only baseball. It's only baseball. It's like cricket, right? But simpler. So I have no concerns. Sir, if I may, that is incredibly insulting. Baseball is America's pastime. I cannot believe you come here and talk about our game in such a dismissive manner. All right. I apologize. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sure baseball has its subtleties, and I'll get to know them as I go along, I'm sure. Ozzy, are you sure you have the knowledge to work in Major League Baseball? All right, Tyler, mate, listen to me. I guarantee you I know as much about baseball as anybody else in this room. Guarantee it. What does RBI stand for again? Really bad injuries? Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to the New York Mets, episode 1 of our New York Met adventure. Now, a few things that I should probably get off my chest just to start here. I'm not particularly a massive baseball fan. I don't know what all the stats mean. By all means, if I'm doing something wrong, saying something wrong, let me know and I'll try and learn as we go here. And I do not know who all the players are, so I'm going to offend some people by not knowing who players are. Just deal with it. We'll be fine. We'll get through this together and we'll have a good time. Now, a couple of things just off the bat so that we can sort of see what we can do here. I'm actually the general manager, not the manager. Again, don't really know what I'm talking about. I've put it so I can't be fired. This isn't sort of a let's play around the leagues and see where we end up. This is a New York Mets thing. We're either going to crash and burn or we're going to win the World Series. So we can't be fired in the meantime. So that's just because I'm going to suck, let's face it, to start with. But we're going to have some fun as we suck along. I've set it so that Mickey Callaway here is our manager. We'll have a look at him in just a second. I've changed it so I can set the starting lineups and the depth chart. Not quite sure what that is. And I can do the pitching staff as well. The only thing that we're not in control of is the minor league organizing game plans and that kind of stuff. Promotions and demotions, we're in charge of all this stuff, as you can see. It's just the minor league stuff that we're not in control of. That said, let's have a look at our inbox and see what we have here. Welcome to the New York Mets organization. I trust that working relationship will be a good one. I will submit some new goals each year I would like to see accomplished, as well as winning on the field and turning a profit. Completing these goals is the best way to keep me happy. Play close to 500 ball this year. Win as many as we lose. Hopefully we can manage that. And upgrade at first base. We'll see how we can do with that. Sign Justin Wilson to an extension. We can probably do that right now. Who is Justin Wilson? I'm assuming it's not the former IndyCar driver, rest his soul. He is a pitcher by the looks of things. Looks like a decent pitcher, actually. I'm not quite sure what stuff means. Is that like pace? How fast he can throw, maybe? Wouldn't that be a fastball? Anyway, if you know what stuff means, I'm assuming that's like how fast he can throw all these individual pitches. But we want to sign to an extension here. Is it transaction options? No, offer extension. Right there, right in front of my face. Okay. He's not in the last year of his contract. It's going to be difficult to offer an extension if he doesn't want an extension, but we'll see what we can do there. We'll work on him. We'll wear him down. Keep building the team in order to reach the playoffs in the next 5 seasons. That should be doable. I would imagine. And let's have a look here. Aussie Villain hired to shake things up as general manager of New York Mets. We've definitely shook things up. Tyler didn't seem too pleased with me in the press conference there. But there we go. So I think the first port of call here is let's have a look at the team. Let's see what we have. Meet the team. Is that what we want to do here? So DeGrom Holm, I know that name. He's a pitcher. Snygard, I remember him from the World Series a few years ago. He's a good pitcher. So we've got some good pitching. Good left fielder. Now there's 32 teams in Major League Baseball, I think. So first base is only ranked 29, so we can definitely use an upgrade at first base. Robinson Cano, I recognize that name as well. Did he play for the Tigers or the Mets or the Yankees or something? We could do an upgrade at third base and an upgrade at center field, but everything else there, to be fair, is pretty good, isn't it? That's pretty good. All the rest are in the top, sort of ranked in the top 10 in the league, so I'm pretty happy with that. Let's have a look at the rosters here. Let's have a look here. The Gromholm, so he's a 5-star player. That's excellent. And Schneidergaard is a 5-star player, as is Familiar. I'll become more familiar with the name as we go, I'm sure. So we have some decent pitching, it looks like. 2.5-star, could maybe use an upgrade in some places there. Wilson's a good pitcher, as is our closer, Edwin Diaz. Catching's not the best. First base is not the best. But that's decent enough. Center field is not the best either. So this is there's 28 players in this squad. So the other 3, I'm assuming, must be in the minor leagues. Is that how that works? I'm assuming. I'll go through and check it. I'm not going to figure this out while we're on camera here. Let's have a look at our AAA Syracuse Mets. Anything here of note? A couple of 2.5-star potential players. A closer there that's decent. I'm assuming the arrow means that their attributes are improving. We won't go into attributes too much here. First base, Pete Alonso. We need to upgrade at first base. He's a 3.5-star potential player. He's already better than J.D. Davies. So why is J.D. Davies in the team? A bit of home run power there, but everything else is below 50. I'm assuming it's out of 100. Maybe not. Did I read somewhere it's out of 80, actually? I think we call this guy up into the majors. His home run power is just as good. What's his fielding prowess like? First base, he's 50. What was J.D. Davies? First base, 55. He's not that much off it, is he? It's a little bit of a downgrade in the field. It's quite a bit of a downgrade in the field, but I still think he's better. It's all about scoring runs, isn't it? I mean, how bad can he be at first base, really? We're going to call him up. We're going to call him up into promote to New York. Place on second. I don't know what this means. Promote to New York. There we go. Pete Alonso is a Met, and J.D. Davies will send him back down to Syracuse, because I think that seems like what I hear people say. Transactions, demote to AAA Syracuse. There we go. Oh, first transaction done as the Mets general manager. Anything else here we want to look at? Not really. Do we have a center fielder? No, really, of any better. Decent shortstop. I don't know how this works now if we go down to AA. There's a couple of good players there. Pitching, actually. We might look to put them up into AAA. Good shortstop there as well. I'm not 100% sure, I'll be honest, how... if we go to minor leagues, is that going to give us more minor leagues? So that's, if we looked at them, we looked at them. So let's go to the St. Lucie Mets. I'm not 100% sure how you develop players. Are you better off having them in sort of AAA, AA? Do they develop faster against better players? Or are you better off depending on their age? But some players down here, look at this, some 29-year-olds, 36-year-olds that are in these teams. So I'm assuming it's got something to do with the level they're playing at, perhaps. Not really much in the Columbia Fireflies. Anything else we've got here? Where are we? Columbia Fireflies. The Brooklyn Cyclones. Anything there? 3.5-star potentials. Nothing particularly special. We might, look, I'll play around with sort of where these players are at, and we might move some of them up. Only half-star current ability on these guys. 3-star potential third baseman, though, 18, so there's room for improvement there. That's good. Where are we at? That was Kingsport, New York Northern, is it? I don't know what that means. 2.5-star potential starting pitcher. Again, that 2.5-star, it seems like 3-star is probably just about can play in the major league. That seems to be the vibe I'm getting here. So that was CL. So let's go DLS. Another 3.5. So there's a little bit of potential coming through. Oh, hello. Who's this young man here? Hernandez, the catcher, 5-star potential player. Look at that. Potentially a perfect contact hitter. So it is out of 80. 30 out of 80. And home run as well. So contact and home run. This guy looks to be someone we're going to want to build our team around, doesn't it? And we did have a little bit of a weakness, didn't we? Our catchers weren't the best. So he's only 16. I don't think we want to promote him up too high just yet, but we'll have a look at how that goes. And a 17-year-old shortstop here with 4-star potential. Not the best, but discipline. That's like getting walks, I think, but a good infielder. So maybe sort of a number 8 or 9. I think we have designated. No, we don't have designated hitters, do we? We have the pitcher bats. So some good players in the DLS team and the Mets. That's DLS Mets 2. So DLS Mets 1. It's a couple, again, 3.5-star potential players, but nothing particularly great. International Complex. No idea what this is. Are these... No, because they were this one not American. This is a Venezuelan. So I wonder if these are like just random international players. There's not too much in there anyway. So that is that. Look at it. We'll figure out our pitching lineups. There'll be a spring training will happen, won't it? So we'll sort of figure out our lineups and all that sort of fun stuff during spring training, I would imagine. Front office, let's have a look at this. We are tied 8th in Major League Baseball for our budget. 11th, $150 million a year. We've got some money for free agents and extensions, so that I'm assuming is good. Team focus is neutral. Good fan interest, good fan loyalty. I am a fair weather Mets fan. I wouldn't call myself... If they're in the World Series, I'll watch it, but I don't watch much of them in my lifetime. The owner, see what the owner has to say here. He is demanding. He's generous. He's not overly involved. His current mood is ecstatic. That's good. Some goals here. So team record over 500. Oh, we already saw this. Upgrade at first base. Already done, sir. And a long-term goal of reaching the playoffs by 2024. The accounts look good. Salaries, Cespedes. I didn't see him there. He was in the world. Oh, he is good. He's out for 4 months though with heel surgeries, multiple surgeries. That sounds nasty. Robinson Cano's 36. Still good though, but 36. Upcoming free agents. Travis Deneau. We've got a couple. We've got a Canadian in there. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of I'll have to get an idea of sort of if 3.5-star players are good enough, or if that's not really what you want. Scouting, we're spending $12 million on scouting. The maximum's 24. We might want to boost that up a little bit. Our scout isn't the best though, is he? Reputation poor. He's not. I wonder if we can get a new scout in. Player development. Now, okay, so this is probably how we get. You spend money to make money, don't you? This is probably how we get our youngsters reaching their potential, I would imagine. If you do know, please do let me know. We'll leave it at that for now, but that makes me wonder if that's what we need to do. An international free agent budget as well. All right, let's have a look at our personnel, our staff. I would love to be on $360,000 a year. We have an assistant GM. I don't know what he's going to do. We're both inexperienced, though, so we'll learn from each other. Our manager, Mickey Callaway. Let's have a look at this. He's temperamental. He's double my money. That's outrageous. I'll have to have a word about that. 43 years old. Mickey Callaway has a spotty track record. He's widely regarded as a conventional type of manager. Mickey wears his heart on his sleeve. He isn't afraid of showing his emotions. His fiery personality will surely cause some anger amongst players and cause outbursts, but there's a reason he's made it as far as he has. Favors prospects, I'm assuming that means doesn't really favor pitching or hitting. Favors defense. That's going to be a problem. No one wants to see a pitching duel, do they? They are boring as insert your F word. It favors speed over power. I mean, again, everyone loves a home run, don't they? I'm not sure we're going to get on, Mickey. Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to get on. How long's he got to go on his contract here? 5 years. Oh, we might have to fire our first manager. We'll see how we go, but that doesn't... Relationships, what's this? High influencer... Higher influence, lower influence. So he's sort of a bit of a mixed bag there. Good relationships, bad relationships. I mean, he's not really uniting the dressing room, is he? Or the clubhouse. Sorry, the clubhouse. Yeah, so we might have a problem with Mickey. We might need to look at, oh, Mickey, you're not so fine. We have a bench coach. Don't know what they do. Jim Riggleman here. I'll tell you what, I'm liking Jim. Steals bases, aggressive base running. Have we just found our new manager? Favors prospects, favors hitting, favors offense, favors on-base percentage over average. So that includes walks, doesn't it? On-base percentage. I think we've just found our new manager, everybody. We'll see how we go. How we get off to a start this year. But Jim Riggleman, I'm liking the cut of his jib. We have a pitching coach, a hitting coach. This is boring, isn't it? We don't really care. We'll see. We'll judge coaching on results, won't we? If results are going well, then they're doing a good job. If they're not going well, then so be it. So it looks like we need to basically strengthen. Well, we have a decent enough first base that we need to strengthen. Let's go back to our roster here, see what we can do before the season starts. We can do with an upgrade at catcher. I know Travis Deneau he's been around the Mets for a while. Is there... Meet the team chemistry. This is what we want to see, isn't it? So this is with Mickey. So Familia, and he was good. Robinson Cano doesn't like him, and Conforto. No, he was good as well, wasn't he? So 3 of our better players don't like him, but there's a few that do. So our leaders are Diano and Robinson Cano. We don't have a spark plug. I don't know what a spark... Oh, is that like a... I think I know what that would mean. Like someone sort of sparks a 2-out rally and things like that. We don't have a prankster. Familia is disruptive. No one's outspoken or selfish, and unmotivated is our new first baseman. How can you be called into the major league team and be unmotivated? That strikes me a little bit odd. People are generally happy, which is good. Guys, I think as a first episode, as an introduction, we might call that there. We're gonna try and strengthen. We still need to strengthen at first base, don't we? At center field and at third base. I'll play through spring training, and we'll be back for episode 2 on Monday, and we'll get our first look at the Major League Baseball. I think what my kind of plan here is that we're going to try and do this Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, typically. Now, I want you guys' feedback. If there's anything that I'm doing that you don't like or that you would like to see more of or less of, things like that, please do leave me feedback in the comments. And make sure you're subscribing as well if you are new to the channel. Welcome, and please do subscribe as we go on this New York Met journey. And make sure you hit thumbs up too to give the new series a bit of a boost, help people find it. I'm thinking, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and I'm thinking what we'll do is we might show like one game a month. We'll watch, play through a game, whatever the big one is. If it's against the Yankees or if it's against, I think, who are the Mets' big rivals? The Phillies, the divisional rivals, Braves, I think. So sort of the bigger games, we'll sort of show one or so of those. I don't know if you guys would rather just watch the whole game, if you'd rather just skip through the highlights for when there's runners in goal scoring positions. I play Football Manager a lot, if you haven't noticed. Runners in scoring position. And just kind of go from there. But that is it for today, though, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me your feedback, your comments. It's all very much appreciated. And I will see you on Monday when we get underway at the end of spring training. Take care.